Hi, welcome back. Mitch Argon here with Calneva Realty. I'm going to take you through the June 2021 Greater Reno Tahoe housing market in just a few minutes. Okay, let's jump in. Want to start off like we do each month with the pricing. We're going to look at median price from each of the markets in the region. As you can see, May was a very strong month in terms of pricing. Reno, Carson City, and Fernley all had median price highs with pretty hefty increases over 2020. 550,000 for Reno, that's quite a big bump up from where the last median price high was, and almost up to the same median price as Carson Valley at 560,000. On the right side of this chart, I like to show this because what this does is it shows the average gain over the last 6 months. So instead of looking at 1 month, which could be a blip up or down, it normalizes that and gives you a much truer picture of where the markets are really, where the markets have been. So you can see we have very heavy price increases year over year, on average 20%, Reno all the way down through Tahoe at 17%. Those are big numbers, especially after about a 9 to 10 year run on price appreciation. Okay, jumping a little bit further, we look at the homes sold. This center column here for this chart, it's important to realize that last year in May of 2020, we were seeing a drop in homes sold because the shutdown occurred in the middle of March. So with that shutdown, activity slowed for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not to a halt, but it slowed down quite a bit. There was a lot of uncertainty in the market, if you remember. And as a result, we'll see May closings, because we have a 30 to 45 day escrow period for most homes, down quite a bit in May of 2020. Of course, this year it's back up. So you can see some pretty significant increases there on a year over year basis. The reason those numbers are so high is because of the lockdown last year and the short closings we had in May of last year. That rate of increase is not sustainable on a year-over-year basis as we go forward in our current market. Month supply of inventory, while all these numbers are low, you can see they're all, with the exception of Tahoe, below 1 month supply of inventory. They are creeping up just a little bit. It's hard to tell just at this point whether or not they're creeping up on a seasonal basis, because we do see more listing inventory coming on the market during this time of year, or if it's more of just a normalization of the marketplace post-COVID with a higher rate of vaccines where people are actually moving more freely in their lives and in their economy, obviously affects people selling homes. So we'll see how that pans out, but we are seeing a slight increase each month, about 1/10 of a point each month going up. So Reno, for example, last month was 0.4, this month it's 0.5, etc. Do a quick recap. As I mentioned, median high prices in Reno, Carson, and Fernley. We are seeing in the marketplace, even though you see this very strong rate of appreciation in pricing and very limited inventory, we have seen, we talk each week with our group here internally and kind of share what we're seeing. We are seeing some limited pockets of demand softening. We've seen that in some of the more rural areas in the region. We've seen that in some of the condo markets in Reno. Generally speaking, if there's a category of a home or a location of a home that would have less demand, it is starting to show a little bit more in those markets. That being said, the overall market is still very strong. We're still seeing a lot of multiple offer activity on most listings in the marketplace in a short number of days. You may have seen, if you've been watching the real estate markets and sporadic price reductions, that is primarily attributed to sellers who are getting a little bit ahead of themselves and perhaps asking too much more than what the home is actually worth, and they're not getting any takers. Therefore, if they need to sell, they'll do a price reduction. Down below here on the unemployment data, you can see here, I'm not sure this all makes total sense anymore. We see the high levels of unemployment. We see help wanted signs everywhere. we read about in the media or in the news. We hear about businesses that are having a hard time hiring people. We see it every time we go to a restaurant or to a hotel, that people are hiring constrained. And so what I find is very interesting is that in March of 2021, our unemployment data was actually lower than it is in April of 2021. And that makes no logical sense to me. So things, the numbers are mixed. I may not report on this on a go-forward basis because these numbers I don't think are really giving a true story into really what you would think of as an economic recovery because of the labor shortages that we're seeing. And then we have the unemployment numbers going up at the same time. So, but that's what we're looking at. You can see down below here a slight uptick actually in the unemployment numbers locally from March to April. 4.7 in Reno and Sparks to 4.9 from March to April, 5.2 in Carson to 5.8, and 8.8 in Las Vegas, which is substantially higher, to 9. I'll let you make some sense of that for yourself. Okay, I appreciate your watching. Again, Mitch Argon, Calneva Realty. I'm the broker here. We've got an office in Reno. We've got an office in the Carson Valley. And we have agents servicing the region. If there's anything we can do for you, please leave a message down below. Or if you got an email notifying you of this video, please feel free to forward that along or just give a reply. If you've been working with an agent on our team, we'll get you in touch with that person to follow up. And thanks for watching. Until next month, be good.